Okay, I think the recording has started now. Okay, so as I was saying, so we need to look at brand voice because brand voice is very important when it comes to content creation. It is just too important because when I was preparing my slide about content creation, I realized that okay, if we don't look at brand voice, right, some things might be lost. Do you understand? So we need to look at brand voice as a topic. So that's what this class. I'm going to try and finish the slide this night so that on Thursday we can actually start brand voice. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. Do you understand? So just bear with me. Then I will give room for questions much later. Are we together? So first thing you need to understand is this: a brand without a voice is just noise, right? A brand without a voice is just noise. What is your message, right? As a brand, what do you want to be known for? When people think of your brand, when they see your brand, when they see the colors of your brand, the logo of your brand, what should be the first thing that comes to their mind, right? So that is what brand voice is, right? What's the first thing that comes to their mind, right? There are certain brands that they've penetrated our subconscious so much that if you see certain colors, in fact, you can almost guarantee that your mind will come to this brand. So let me give you, for example, when it comes to soft drinks, right, you would almost be able to guarantee that if you see the color red, you're going to be thinking about Coca-Cola, right? When it comes to soft drink brands, if you see the color red, you can almost guarantee that you're going to be talking about Coca-Cola. Do you understand my point? So it's very important that we are able to, number one, understand what our brand voice is. What really is this thing called brand voice? Number two, how to build a brand voice document. Number three, how to maintain the brand voice. Because one of the problems that that we are using Brainiac to solve, right, is a perception problem. For us, digital marketers, social media managers, marketing managers, especially when you are managing multiple brands, sometimes it can be very difficult. Okay, I think someone is unmuted. Someone is unmuted because it's slipping into. Okay. Okay, so I think it can be very difficult sometimes when you are having to manage multiple brands. And if you're a social media manager here, right, it's going to happen, right? You're going to sometimes get overwhelmed because you're having to manage multiple brands. And every brand has different voice, they have different messaging, right? So it's very important that you are able to maintain a brand's voice at scale, meaning as the company grows bigger, as content production increases, right? The messaging must remain the same. The keywords you are using, the words not to use, the rules and all of that, right? How to maintain it at scale. Now, I left out a particular point, that's the 2.3 in my notes, which is to look at the brand brain, the brand voice in the brand brain. But since we already looked at that, I'll look at that practically, so we won't be looking at it theoretically. So now, what exactly is brand voice? Now, this is where your strategy becomes a personality, right? A brand without a voice, like I said before, is just voice. Now, everything before this module that you have read, right, gives you the strategy. That's who you are for, the gap you're feeling, what success looks like. That's your KPI, for example. Where that strategy now becomes a personality, right, is where people, the voice is what people can recognize. Now, we are already getting to the execution part of strategy. So you've gone from building your strategy now, right? Now you want to bring it to life. Do you understand what I'm saying? And in bringing it to life, how you communicate to the audience, right, is very important. So without a defined voice, right, every piece of content is just a coin flip, meaning you are just trying to see what works. That means, don't forget, I spoke about experimentation. That means if I'm going to even be experimenting, right, there has to be set of parameters. Do you understand my point? It's just like when a scientist, right? When I was secondary school, I was a science student. When we go to the science laboratory, for example, to run an experiment, right? We have measurement criteria to know if this experiment is successful or not. The difference between gambling and experiment are those criteria. Why? We know exactly what we are looking for. We know exactly what we are testing for. Do you understand my point? So sometimes, you are being formal. Sometimes you are being casual. Sometimes you are on brand. Sometimes you are not. Do you understand my point? And it's very important that you are able to document these things and always perform some form of check, right, for every content that you're going to be building. Even when Brainiac gives you a content, you are able, or any AI gives you a copy, you are able to perform some form of check, right? Audit it to see, okay, is this on brand? Is this off brand? Do you understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll be very honest with you, right? Part of the things that even influences how we write is our own experiences, sometimes our personality as well. What a defined voice does is to remove the guesswork, is to remove your own emotions, your own personality from the brand's personality, especially when you are dealing with a brand that is not your personal business. Sometimes when you are dealing with a brand that is your personal business, right? A lot of times, your personality would most likely seep into, the brand. But imagine you are managing someone else's brand. You are managing someone else's social media. You are doing a digital plan for another business. You are working in an agency. At that point, you need to detach yourself, I mean, your own personality, right, from how the brand communicates. Because you are not the brand. You are not there when the brand was created. Do you understand my point? And a defined voice is what makes your brand recognizable, even when people don't see your logo. That was what I said concerning Coca-Cola just now. So if you see, for example, assuming you're about to start an ad, and this ad is most likely a soft drinks ad. If they start with the color red, you can be sure that it's Coca-Cola, even without seeing their logo. In fact, you can bet it that this is a Coca-Cola advert that is about to start. By the time you see a color black and gold, who can tell me what brand that is? Black and gold. Still within the soft drinks now, within the not soft drink, within the drinks, the drink industry. Let me put it that way. Who can tell me what brand that is? When you see black and you see gold, what comes to mind? What brand comes to mind? Can anyone try? You can drop it in the comment section. Guinness, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Guinness. Are we together? Because they have been so consistent, right, with maintaining that they will always start with black and then bring in the gold, right? With maintaining that to the point whereby if you see it anywhere, right, you would, without seeing their logo, without seeing their product, you would almost know. In the fashion industry, I'm just talking about colors now. In the fashion industry, right? When you start seeing things that are luxurious, you would almost begin to think, I think it's LVMH, that's the Louis Vuitton brand, right? And they're almost synonymous with luxury. Do you understand my point? So a lot of times you want to be able to build a brand voice to the point whereby if a stranger should read your caption, without knowing that it is this brand, they can tell that, oh, okay, this is the brand that owns this particular caption. Without even, in fact, they've not even seen the creative. All they did was to read the caption. Right? Do you understand my point? So it's very important that in building a brand voice, right, you are able to be consistent. You are able to be consistent, which is very, very important. You are able to be consistent. Now, at the end of this lesson, right, you should be able to define what your brand voice is accurately. I mean, you can separate it from things that are commonly used, right? Distinguish a voice from a tone and know when each one applies. They're not the same thing. A voice is not the same thing as a tone. I was even though they are, they work hand in hand. Do you understand my point? A voice can remain the same while the tone on a particular caption is different, or the tone on a particular content is different, but the voice remains the same. The message is the same, but the tone is different. So tone can be particular to the content format, while the voice is consistent irrespective of the content format or the content type. So it's very important that we're able to, at the end of this class, recognize a strong brand voice and a real one and a weak one in real examples. So these are the three things that we're going to test towards the end of this class. Now, what is a brand voice? right? I wrote here that the brand voice is the consistent personality of your brand expresses through words. The consistent personality that your brand expresses through words is the specific combination of your tone, your vocabulary, your rhythm, and your point of view. Now that stays recognizable no matter who is writing. So take for example for Brainiac, we like to say Brainiac is an agentic platform, right? I remember when we started, we were using a lot of AI marketing OS, AI marketing OS. Then we went from AI marketing OS. People don't really understand what marketing OS means, right? So we say, okay, how can we frame this in a way that is more understandable? Then we said, okay, we're going to call it an agentic marketing platform, which is easier to understand because people understand what AI agents are. So by the time we put agentic marketing platform, we're able to define it that, okay, it's still a marketing platform, but it's run by agents. But when we said AI marketing OS, what's even the meaning of OS? That means if you're a technical person, if you're not a technical person, you'll probably be wondering what is OS? Oh, operating system. Okay, operating system like Windows or Apple or Mac, sorry, Macintosh. Okay, or so are they going to install it on my laptop? A lot of things will begin to go through your mind. Why? Because we used operating system. Yeah, so it's for the person that is technical, they will most likely get it. But for the person that is not technical in terms of developing platforms, developing technological products, would most likely not get it. So we have to take the AI marketing OS and try and simplify it. Like, okay, we're going to call it an agentic marketing platform. So now, in many things we do, we use the word agentic. We put the word marketing. Are we together? So now that means that we started from somewhere. We used it. We tested the market with it. We saw the response. We said, okay, it's confusing. Are we together? They're not getting the message. Let's go back and reframe it. What are we trying to communicate? Let's go back and reframe it. So no matter who is writing, right, you must be able to use certain keywords that are relatable that would always express the brand. If the answer to now a brand voice is actually the answer to if this brand spoke out loud and how would it sound? Confident or humble? Playful or serious? Does it use short, punchy sentences or longer explanatory ones? Does it ask questions or make statements? These choices made once and applied consistently are what a voice actually is. Let me give you an example. You know that there are some brands you go to that their caption is never longer than 2 lines or even 3 lines. It's never longer than 3 lines. Why? They don't want you to focus on the caption because the message is not in the caption. The message is in the creatives. They would never write something that is long, even on LinkedIn. They will never write something that is longer than, in fact, they will actually use text-based content, even on LinkedIn. They'll prefer to use video or a carousel or a document format. They'll never use, they'll just drop punchy sentences. And it's the same for almost all of their content. Are we together? Now, but if you're someone that consumes the content of that brand, what it means is that every single time, right, you go to their social media, you already know what to expect, and that is not a bad thing. Are we together? That means they're going to spend more time working on the quality of the creative above the quality of the caption. Do you understand my point? So it's very important, right, that you are able to frame these things to create what your brand voice. So in short words, let me say that what a brand voice simply means is what determines the personality of the brand. The personality of the brand. For example, in psychology, I don't know if it's psychology, they will say, oh, someone is melancholy, some people are sanguine, whatever. Now, those things now, I remember, when you go for some interview, they will tell you to take a personality test. The personality test sometimes is what will determine, sometimes personality test can even determine if you will get the job. Yeah, because they will say, oh, we want someone that is, I can't remember what those things are, but we will say we want someone that is extroverted, not as an extrovert. So maybe when you did your personality test, you are an introvert. That means that the way you are going to communicate is not going to fit our brand. We need someone that can be out there, someone that can be out there. So that same way, think of a brand voice like this. If this brand was a person, what would they be like? What would they sound like? How would it be when they speak? Are we together? Because a brand is a non-living organism. By non-living now, I mean in terms of human life. It's still an organism. It's just that it doesn't have the life of a human being. So that means that it still needs to be treated in a way that it can communicate. Are we together? It still needs to be treated in a way that it can communicate. So you are always trying to get into the personality of the brand. Look at Apple. One of the things Apple has done, a lot over the past few years is being consistent with their brand, portraying themselves as an exclusive club. If you are using an Apple product, you are part of, I think when they started, you're part of the 1% of the 1%, right? I remember I was going to, now this is not Apple related now. I remember I was going to, what do we call this place? I was going to the island one day, and then I saw a Fujimoto billboard, and he used what is called offensive marketing. And he said on the billboard, he said, if you are not a part of the 1% of the 1%, look away. This billboard is not for you. Now, the truth is, to the common man, you would most likely get offended. Who do they think they are? But guess what? They're not even looking for the common man. So that means if Sujimoto as a brand were to be a person, it's going to be very, very, very luxurious, right? Meaning you won't find him just anywhere. Are we together? If that company was to be a person, you would only find him in eyebrow places, places where the top 1% are. Are we together? Just by reading that particular billboard, I was able to tell that, okay, this is what they're trying to communicate. That even as a brand, we are not everywhere. If the place is not the most expensive place in the country, you cannot find us there. If the place is not luxurious, you cannot find us there. If it is not worthy of the 1% of the 1%, you cannot find us there. Are we together? Are we together? Now, a brand voice is not a tagline. Are we together? A brand voice is not a tagline. However, the brand voice should determine the tagline. A brand voice is not a mood board, meaning now colors and fonts, those are visual identity, but they are part of it. Are we together? Meaning by themselves, they are not the brand voice. Are we together? Now, it is not sounding professional. Professional is not a personality. Are we together? Now, not a one-time exercise, meaning a voice has to be maintained and taught, not just written. That means that a brand voice is something that you can teach. In fact, it should be by the time you have that you create what your brand voice is, it should be part of what is included in a company's onboarding. When you are when you are onboarding staff or social media members or members of the social media team, this is how we sound. This is how we want people to perceive this brand. Are we together? So it is not the mood board. Even so, the brand voice it influences all of these things. Are we together? It's a combination of all of these things into one. It is not one of them independently. It's just like saying that your personality is not your dressing, but your dressing can determine your personality. Your personality is not the food you eat, but guess what? The food you eat is not your personality, but your personality can determine the kind of food you eat. For example, you can be a picky person. If you're a picky person in terms of eating, it will determine what kind of food you eat and what kind of food you don't. It will determine where you can eat and where you can't eat. Are we together? The key distinction between what a brand voice is and what a tone is this. A voice is constant, just like I said before. It is who your brand is. It does not change. Are we together? Don't forget, I said fonts and logo, font and color is not your brand voice. but it's an element of the brand voice. Are we together? Tone is how the voice adjusts to context. It's the same person that sounds different when comforting a friend, and then celebrating a win without becoming a different person. So voice is constant, playful, direct, a little irrelevant, so it never changes. That means that if we are saying that okay, the personality we are creating for this brand is a playful person, right? This is the personality of this brand, is a playful person. That means that whenever we are using you're writing any particular content, right? Any content. The tone that we are using can be playful and exciting. Playful is the voice, exciting is the tone. Are we together? But here now, it's been playful, but it's been calm. Why? Because the situation is a political one. Now, based on our brand voice, we are simply addressing a political issue in the nation. That means we might still, coin it like a joke, right? But guess what? It's in a calm way. It's a serious matter. Are we together? So that same playful, what I noticed is that same playful direct brand sounds upbeat, launching a product, sounds calm and clear, apologizing for an outage. Do you understand what I'm saying? Still recognizable, still recognizably itself in both. You see different scenarios. The tone can change. It's playful, right? The tone can change. That means the way it's going to communicate an outage. If, for example, say Brainiac, maybe we had a downtime, right? You may communicate it in a playful way, but it's still going to come as an apology. Are we together? It's still going to come in a very calm way. Are we together? So same person, different room. So that's the whole distinction. So once again, let me recap that. The voice is constant. The tone depends on the context of what you are writing. Voice is constant. Tone is contextual. Are we together? Voice must always remain the same, right? Sometimes your brand voice can influence your content pillars. Are we together? Your brand voice sometimes can influence your content pillars. And one of the best ways to maintain the same voice is to have rules. That's it. We're going to get to that. Is to have rules. So building a brand voice document. That's the next thing. Building a brand voice document. If it's not written, it's not real. That is why if you look at your Brainiac, you will see that your brand voice is there written there in your brand brain. Are we together? A voice that only exists in the founder's head or in the head or in the head of the marketing manager or digital manager, right? It's not you that will write all the posts. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's going to break the moment someone else is there. Meaning when it is not written down, it is not available for every single person to see. Are we together? A freelancer, a new hire, an agency, an AI agent, everyone fills the gap with their own instincts. And the brand starts sounding like whoever, happened to write that day. Don't forget, I talked about the personality of the person that is writing being separated from the brand personality. That means if the brand voice is not documented, right, it won't be something that everybody can carry through. That means that people will bring in their own personality into the writing, into the content creation. A brand voice document would fix this. It will fix the inconsistency. It is not a creative writing exercise, right? It's an operational tool. That means that it's meant to be an operational document. That means it's supposed to be saved, right? Both with the HR, with the social media department, digital marketing department, even sales department, even the creative guys. Are we together? That's very important. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to define your brand's personality traits in specific, not generic terms. Write clear do's and don'ts. If you check your Brainiac brand brain, the place where you have rules, right? Right, that's part of where we have the do's and don'ts. So you should be able to write clear do's and don'ts. This section is what every team member is supposed to use. Build a working vocabulary list. That is words, phrases that are and aren't yours. What can be said? What cannot be said? I'll give you an example. Two chicken brands. One sells fresh chicken, another one sells frozen chicken. The one that sells fresh chicken under their brand pillars. One of the things that makes up their brand was their brand pillars, right? They focus a lot on happiness, customer service, right? An happy environment, you know, a professional customer service experience. Are we together? Freshness and hygiene. Now, this is the brand personality. They want to portray themselves as an hygienic brand, a brand that cares about how the customer feels when they buy the product. Are we together? A brand that that prioritizes in experience. Are we together? While the other one, now these are the same brands, they're both selling chicken. While the other brand always wants to communicate about the price. That means, as a brand, as a person, the brand personality cares about pricing. That means if this brand were to be a person that goes to market, the first thing he will be looking at is the price. Are we together? He wants to, look at good deals. That means this brand cares about two things: pricing and best deals. Now, both of them are selling chicken. But guess what? The kind of content and how they will communicate will be completely different. They are both selling the same product, but their personality is completely different. So you see that two people, two brands can be selling the same product, but how it is communicated, completely different. You can say, is it not chicken? Yes, it is. Are we together? It is chicken. But how they communicate the chicken they are selling is completely different. One focuses more on customer experience, the experience, the hygiene. Are we together? While the other one focuses on price. So that means if this other brand were to be a person, it will be a frugal person, meaning it's very, very particular about how he spends. That means the people they will appeal to too are people that are very, very particular about how they spend. Why? Because in their communication, they will always talk about pricing. Are we together? While the other one focuses on hygiene. That means people that will buy from this other price, they don't from this other brand, they don't care about price, but they care about their health. Are we together? That means in the communication, that also already determines who they will be speaking to. One is going to be speaking to the general public, small households, medium scale household, while the other one is most likely going to be communicating to people that, they don't care about price. Price is not their problem. They care about hygiene. Where can you find them? Eyebrow areas. That means this brand personality can even influence where they will set up their office. If a brand that focuses on hygiene, right, goes to open a store at mile 12, you can imagine who is going to come there. And your messaging is about hygiene, care about your health. Guess what? You are inside mile 12 markets. Do you understand my point? You are already communicating. In fact, your positioning in terms of physical location is contradictory to your brand personality, is contradictory to your message. You are talking about hygiene, yet the location that you are is a very unhygienic environment for what you are selling. So on social media, you come and talk about hygiene, but when people walk in, there's mud everywhere, because the environment is muddy and dirty and, things like that. So you see that the brand personality, the brand voice, can also influence the location that the brand would be. A brand like that should be looking at being in eyebrow areas, places where when people walk in, they're not going to be checking the price. They're going to be checking the experience. How did you make me feel when I walked into your store? How did you make me feel when I sat down, when I bought from you? Who's the environment? Did I enter and then I was seeing housefly perching everywhere? Are we together? That means those guys don't care about the price. Are we together? So they have to communicate in a way that appeal to those guys. Are we together? So the brand voice, the brand personality can determine, that extent. That extent. If you want to present a brand as a brand that pays attention to details, are we together? You have to look at how you're going to communicate that. So at the end of this lesson, you're able to do these 4 things. You build a working vocabulary list, you produce a complete, brand voice document, write clear do's and don'ts. That means when you look at your content, right, either AI generated or, someone created it, you can easily run a scan this content against these rules, are we off brand? Are we off brand? Are we together? What a voice document actually contains. Number one is personality traits. That's 3 to 4 adjectives, 3 to 4 adjective pairs that define the character, the do's and don'ts, very important, the vocabulary and phrase. I remember a particular brand, the first time I was going to work with, something like this, when I began to dig deeply into this, right, is when I worked for a particular brand, and they sent me a document containing do's and don'ts. Because, without it, we're having a lot of back and forth. I will send them a particular caption. I will prefer a monthly calendar and send it to them. They'll say, oh, no, you have to remove this. Oh, you cannot say this. Oh, you cannot say that. One day, I remember we sent a particular creative to them, and they replied and said, oh, no, in your creatives, the chicken cannot be in cages. I said, what do you mean by chicken cannot be in cages? They said, oh, whenever you are doing a creative for us, please, the chicken must always be happy. Like, what do you mean by a chicken must be happy? That means it must, roam free. And don't ever show where they're slaughtering the chicken. In my own mind, I'm thinking, is chicken not to be slaughtered to top, kill and die? I mean, what is what is the point? Then I began to, realize that, okay, this must be their brand voice. So I began to do a deep dive. Okay, this must be their brand voice. And I did another research on them. I realized that, oh, that is how they've been communicating in other locations. And also, the environment where they find themselves is an environment where they have environment activists, animal rights activists. Can you see that now? Hope we're still together. Are we still together? I want to be sure that we're still together. Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I can
awesome.
hear you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Are we
yes, I
together?
can.
All right. The
Yes.
environment where that brand is an environment where they have animal rights activists, environmental activists, and people like that will come after you for animal cruelty. Animal cruelty. So they will tell you, oh, even though, yeah, the chicken is supposed to be, killed and eaten, you don't want to display that on social media. You want to focus more on how the chicken is being made happy, how the environment is being taken care of. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not Nigerian market that all chicken is not all die na die. Just point and kill. And nobody cares. Because but in that environment, there are different standards. Are we together? So they gave me do's and don'ts, vocabularies and phrases, words that you use, words that you avoid, even in terms of pictures. Are we together? Sentence reading, if it's short and punchy or longer and explanatory. Are we together? These things must be in your brand voice. So you want to use this information to take it back to your brand brain and look at what Brainiac has come up with for your brand voice and your tone. Are we together? So let's proceed. So defining personality traits. So use the if this brand were a person exercise, just like I said, not vague adjectives like friendly, innovative. No, those things don't. Those you are talking about. Every brand wants to be friendly. Are we together? Everyone wants to be innovative. Everybody will say we are innovative, AI compliant, blah 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 blah. Rather, if this brand were a person, right, what would be their traits? Are we together? And who are they and who are they not? So you want to have something like confident, not arrogant, direct, not blunt, warm, not overly casual. Are we together? Knowledgeable, not condescending. That means when we are going to be when we are going to talk about something, maybe a topic, we're trying to create an educational content to explain a concept. You have to be careful not to sound as though we are attacking people that don't know it. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be careful not to sound as though we are condescending. We know it. Are we together? Yeah, we want to explain in a knowledgeable but respectful way. Are we together? So this is how to define the personality traits. Define the personality traits. This confident, not arrogant, for example, the pairing, right? It makes it kind of usable because that is what kind of determines, it tells the writer where the line is. That means how far can you go with what you are writing? How far can you go with what you are writing? Now, the do's and don'ts section, what that simply does is this. Every section kind of, determines here. It determines this one. Are we together? Every other section determines this one because it's practical. It's practical. For example, write like you are talking to one real person. That's a do. Use jargon to your audience. The jargon that your audience wouldn't use themselves. That's a don't. That means that you have to write in a way that is understandable. Use contractions like where are we together? Over explain, that's a don't, meaning don't over explain. Trust that don't over explain, trust the reader. Lead with the benefits, not the feature. Now, this one, I gave you an example of what we use in Brainiac now. We try not to explain features. Are we together? That, Brainiac has this feature, we have a brand brain. Rather, I'll prefer by telling you Brainiac would create a document that would contain all your brand information and use it for every task. Then later, when I'm teaching you how to use it, I will now call it brand brain. When I'm doing demos, most times I hardly say the word brand brain because you're thinking, what is brand brain? What's the meaning of brand brain? Are we together? What is brand brain? It even sounds difficult to pronounce. I think we need to find another word for that thing. Are we together? But when I tell a client or a prospect that, Brainiac creates a document that contains your entire brand bio, your entire brand information, and uses this document for every task. Let's review the document. The document is in a place called the brand brain. You see how I led them from the simple approach. Are we together? But if I start by saying brand brain, what is a brand? Then I have to start explaining what brand brain is. Are we together? But they will understand if I say, it's a document. And in the document, it has different segments containing all your brand information. Are we together? So we want to lead with benefit, not the feature. For example, a feature is brand brain. The benefit is the document that contains brand information. That means consistency concerning every task. That is the benefit of the brand brain. Are we together? So the people don't care about the brand brain, but they care about being consistent. The AI understanding their brand. One of the major concerns that people have when it comes to using AI is that it does not understand their brand. It gives them things that are off brand. Are we together? So if I'm going to explain, brand brain to someone, I'm going to explain it with the benefits first. For example, this thing contains, I'm trying to look for a nutritional product now. Okay. This thing contains, let's say, for example, is a weight loss product. Instead, you're saying, this thing contains 27 vitamins, 200 minerals. So I don't care so much for 27 vitamins because I don't even know what vitamin C and all that. I don't know the extent of what they do. I'm not a nutritionist. But if you tell me, with the vitamins in this, you are sure to lose 5 pounds with exercise every 4 days. That's the outcome. That one I understand. If you tell me, if you tell me, it reduces your insulin resistance, I don't even know what insulin. Now I know what insulin means, but many people don't even know what insulin means. But if you say, it protects against belly fat, because everybody understands what belly fat is. But if you say, reduces insulin resistance, nobody understands that. Are we together? Nobody really understands that. Are we together? So it's important that in your communication, the do's and don'ts, you lead with the benefits, not the feature. Are we together? You can now explain the feature that brings that benefit later. But you want to focus more on the benefit of the product, the benefit of the service. In other explainer sessions, right? Or carousel format, or video format, short format, long format, documentary, you cannot be explaining the features. But you want to make the content be more about the benefits. When they are now trying to find out more, you can now start talking about features. Are we together? So you need to have do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. So this would help you to go and check your do's and don'ts in your brand brain to make sure that what Brainiac has put there is correct. So that is why I couldn't skip this. Make sure that it is correct because it is very important. What about vocabulary and signature phrases? Right? Vocabulary and signature phrases. Specific words are the fastest way to make your voice recognizable, right? It's the fastest way to also catch a drift, meaning when you are going off brand. Are we together? So take, for example, words that we use: build, ship, real, together. That means words that reflect the brand value. Are we together? Words that we avoid: synergy, revolutionary, world class. Why are we avoiding it? It's overused, it's generic, or it is off character. Now, what is a signature phrase? A recurring line or structure that becomes recognizable over time. So sorry about that. A recurring line or a structure that becomes recognizable, recognizably used over time. Now, in the comedians that we were looking at, right? I think that was about 3 or 4 classes ago. This should resonate. You are doing well. You are doing well. That's a signature phrase. Are we together? That's a signature phrase. Are we together? Are you normal? That's a signature phrase. So you will find this that, people in the entertainment industry, they use this a lot. A signature phrase that they use consistently over time, right? That is seen in almost all of their content. They will find a way to sneak it into all their content. Are we together? So that the next time you hear it, they've kind of claimed ownership on it. Your mind will automatically come to them, to their brand, to their content. Are we together? So you need to have vocabularies and signature phrases. Now, not every brand would have signature phrases. Are we together? Sometimes your signature phrase could be your tagline, but you want to have something that you are including in your content, right? That becomes yours, that becomes recognizable. Are we together? And a lot of times, right, most brands use their tagline. Have you noticed that for certain brands, tagline has been changing depending on the economic factor and the product they're focusing on? Who has noticed that? That nowadays tagline has been changing. Please, if you have noticed that recently, could you type 111? And I'm going to ask us some questions before we continue. You've noticed that tagline has been changing. Gone are the days whereby one brand stays with one tagline for 50 years. In recent time, brands have been changing their tagline depending on what they are the product they are shipping around that time. How many of us have noticed that? If you have noticed that, type 111. If you have not noticed the, type 222. So we can discuss some examples. If you have noticed the type 111, you've not noticed the type 222. Yeah. Madam Kiki said, yeah, exactly. Are we together? So take, for example, let's look at some brands. Oh, really? Miss Christie, you haven't noticed? Okay, let's look at some brands. Look at MTN. When MTN just came into Nigeria, years ago, what was their tagline? Who can remember? What was their tagline?
Is it everywhere you go? Was it everywhere you go?
Everywhere you go. Yes, everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. What is their tagline now? What is their tagline now? What is their tagline now? Their tagline right now is, what are we doing today? Have you noticed? What are we doing today? How many of you have noticed? What are we doing today? Yeah, right now the tagline is, what are we doing today? if you look at a lot of their content, you will see what are we doing today. Even if you call the MTN, it's actually campaign led, right? I found out that for MTN, for example, it's campaign led, depending on the campaign, and they don't run. They run their campaign at different levels. There's the macro campaign, that is the national campaign. Are we together? Then there are other smaller campaigns depending on the season. But the macro campaign a lot of times determines the tagline. So they're using. So take for example for Glow was rule your world. Is this the rule your world? Is this the rule your world? Have you noticed that Glow has actually been using Glow Unlimited recently? Glow Unlimited. Glow has been using the word unlimited recently. There was a campaign that these guys did, Airtel, right? For Airtel, right? And in that campaign, that was where they brought the I think data is life or something. The tagline for that campaign, data is life, data is life, data is life, data is life. Are we together? But the current one they are using is a reason to imagine. A reason to imagine. So you will notice that those phrases have been changing depending on the campaign that they are running at that particular moment. Are we together? Look at Guinness. Guinness was not always what's Guinness? What is Guinness right now? I think black is beautiful or something. It wasn't always that. Even Coca-Cola, for example. Even Coca-Cola. What's Coca-Cola's current tagline? Who can give me Coca-Cola's current tagline?
Coca-Cola's one has been changing. Okay, currently it's real magic. I think that's what it is right now, but it's
currently
been changing frequently.
Yes, recipe for magic.
Real magic.
Yeah. No, it's recipe for magic. Recipe for magic.
Oh, recipe for magic. Okay.
They've done Taste the Feeling. I think that was 2016. Taste the Feeling.
Yeah,
they did Open Happiness in 2009.
Open Happiness, yeah.
You get so, but if you notice that Taste the Feeling, Open Happiness, Recipe for Magic, the tonality of that still sounds like that high energy, high octave kind of thing. Do you understand my point? High emotion, high emotion statements. So even in the middle of using, different taglines, you will still see their brand personality there. That they are still maintaining that high energy, high octave, words. Do you get? So you don't want to sound today happy, tomorrow sad. Are we together? So you want to create the vocabulary and the signature phrases. Now, these are just examples. Now, you can tell Brainiac to give you this, right, based on what he knows about your brand. Are we together? So let's go to the next thing. Now, the same message, different voice. So take, for example, the message is, our app just got a new feature. Watch how the voice changes everything about how it lands. Now, in a generic or no voice, we are pleased to announce a new feature is available on our platform. That's just generic, no brand voice to that. Now, wrong voice. Now, this is for Brainiac now. Wrong voice for this brand. OMG, guys, you're not ready for this insane new feature. Now, that's playful. Are we together? That's playful. But look at how we communicate in Brainiac. New feature is live now. It does exactly what you've been asking for. Go and try it. Because with Brainiac, we want to sound innovative. Are we together? We want to sound, for us, right? Our brand is forward thinking. Forward thinking. That means we're always doing things from the future, meaning thinking first from the future. Meaning, would these things still be relevant 5-10 years from now? 5-10 years from now. Are we together? We want to be expressive, but very professional. Expressive, but very professional. So the way we're going to communicate a new feature is new feature live now. it does exactly because we are focused on execution. Brainiac is an execution first platform. We are focused on execution. If our AI cannot execute, meaning if it can only suggest, meaning it can't do what you asked. Take for example, I was having a conversation with some people that was yesterday, still on Brainiac, right? Bringing in some partners, and then one of the things that we raised was user support. So I thought about it that, oh, okay, some of the videos, the explainer videos we are creating for Brainiac that we want to upload in the Brainiac Academy. What if while you are conversing with Brainiac, right, you get stuck, and Brainiac realizes that you are stuck, and instead of you going to the academy, Brainiac can right there in the conversation suggest a video for you to watch to help you do exactly what you want to do. So that makes a lot of sense, because that means that you might not even know the video existed, but because you are stuck, right? Brainiac, instead of explaining the steps to you, do it like this, it can just pull up a video from the academy for you and give it to you and say, oh, watch this. It will help you understand what you need to do. Are we together? That's thinking from the future. The way it has been done in the past is, oh, you contact support, then you generate a ticket. What if the AI, so right now what Brainiac would do is to explain the steps. So I just thought that, okay, every support AI explains steps. What if Brainiac, instead of explaining the steps, can pull up a video or even contact support for you without you having to go and generate a ticket by yourself? Are we together? So that is, because of our brand personality, right? Thinking from the future, right? We're looking at how things would be 5-10 years from now. Nobody's going to be operating support ticket anymore. You would have AI to do that for you. And there will be an AI on the back end that is also responding to the support tickets. Are we together? So that is our own, our own personality. Those are elements of our own personality. The brand voice document templates, right? Brand voice document templates. So sorry about this. The brand voice document template. So at the first place, you want to have the personality traits. Are we together? Just like this. X, not Y, like that. The do's. Sorry, the one-line voice summary. Are we together? One-line voice summary in a single sentence. Any brand you cannot define in a single sentence, you have not yet gotten it right. It's that simple. If you can't define who your brand is, what you do in a single sentence. I remember I went for a meeting one time, and the person asked me, what does Brainiac do? Now, because I saw that I needed to do a lot of explaining, I was like, okay, we don't have a brand yet. In fact, that's part of the reason why we changed from AI Marketing OS to agentic marketing platform, where 9 agents run your entire marketing. Simple. I can now go further to say from content production to leads generation to campaign management, agents will do everything for you. But in that meeting, I was saying, oh, Brainiac is an AI marketing OS and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, that does not mean anything to anybody. But when we now went back and said, okay, no. It's an agentic marketing platform. So in one summary, I can easily say it's an agentic marketing platform where AI does the entire marketing workflow from beginning to the end. I can now go ahead to now start explaining what the beginning and the end means, from content production, that's content creation strategy, right, to campaign management, influencer marketing. Are we together? Influencer research, to ads and leads generation. Brainiac will do the entire end-to-end marketing. Simple as ABC. So that would help anybody understand what the brand does. Are we together? So can you explain what your brand does in just one line, one sentence? Just one line, one sentence, without explaining. Now, we will still be able to explain, but can anybody understand your brand with just one line, one sentence? Agentic marketing platform where 9 agents do the entire work. Simple. Are we together? So try and do that as well. Can you explain the brand you are managing in one sentence? Is there a sentence that explains what the brand does? Then you go to your do's and your don'ts. Now, if you compare this to what you have in your brand, you will find out that they are very similar. You go to your do's and your don'ts as well. The words we use, you find this under your rules, for example, words we use, words we avoid, the signature phrases, right? The sentence reading notes, short and punchy or longer and explanatory. Now, these are the different, the two types that I use frequently. It's either short and punchy or longer and explanatory. Now, for Brainiac, we actually use longer and explanatory. You notice that our captions are quite long at, on Brainiac. It's intentional. It's intentional. Why? Because right now we are still at that phase where we need to use our social media to do a lot of knowledge gap bridging. We're trying to bridge knowledge gaps. Do you understand my point? So longer and explanation. The time will come that we change to short and punchy. So where the company is can also determine how this sentence reading notes is. Are we together? The signature phrases, that's recurring lines, that's recognizable. This can be campaign led, just like we have looked at for other brands. It can be campaign led. The campaign we are doing right now, how is the best way to communicate it? If I were to have 4 words, 1 line that would explain, what we are doing right now, 3 to 4 words. Are we together? How would we be able to explain the campaign we are doing right now, the message we are preaching right now? Are we together? So that is that. Now, maintaining your voice consistency at scale. Maintaining your voice is very important. A voice that works only for one writer isn't a system. Are we together? Maintaining your voice consistently at scale. Now, why consistency breaks down? A voice document solves the problem on day 1. The real test comes later, right? As more writers touch the content, as you post across more platforms, and the team grows faster than anyone can actually personally review every caption, right? The voice does not usually break once. That means that you don't start noticing the cracks immediately. It drifts. You will find out that it's just going from a little more formal under a tight deadline. That means someone is in a hurry. A little more generic when someone is unsure. A little more like a competitor's trending post than your own. Each drift is small. The accumulation is what customers eventually notice. That means it doesn't happen in one day. Are we together? It doesn't happen in one day. Now, at the end of this lesson, it's very important that you are able to run a pre-published consistency check. Now, I think I did that with Brainiac a couple of days ago on the class, where I went to Brainiac and told it to audit all the content we have to make sure that the voice, right, is that the voice follows, our brand. Are we together? And it did that, showed me which content were drifting. Now, some of the content that were drifting, right, was content that I brought that, okay, I want to create this content idea. I love this content idea. And once I noticed that it was drifting, I told you to rewrite it, both the visual direction and all of that. Rewrite it to follow our brand. And it did that. Are we together? So we run a published consistency check. Now, you can create a routine for this. But okay, Brainiac should run a routine. Create a routine for Brainiac to run a brand voice check on every content that is scheduled on your calendar every Monday or every Friday. So that means that now this is for you to create your own system. That means you must have created the content for next week. You have created it this week, right? You have uploaded it on your Brainiac, or maybe you use Brainiac to create it, right? And then you now want to make Brainiac to always run consistency checks for you every Friday. At Friday by 3 p.m. before I go home, run consistency checks for me. That means all the content we posted this week, check them. Check for errors, spelling errors. Check for drifts. It is already going off brand. Are we together? And then you want to now start recognizing the common drift patterns. When Brainiac tells you, okay, I noticed this, you want to see and try and be able to keep that in mind so you can recognize the pattern. Now, okay, is there a pattern? Is there why we're always drifting? Onboard a new writer to the voice quickly. That means that don't wait for, don't do trial and error. Whenever you are onboarding someone, right, let it be quick by giving the person access to your, to your voice documents. If you need to show the person the aspect of Brainiac that has your rules, for example, very important. Are we together? Now, audit your own recent content. I think I mentioned that already. Audit your own recent content. When you are doing a large content production, or you're having a lot of content, right, you might not be able to because the truth is that you can miss something. So you want to take advantage of the AI system to perform that audit. Are we together? Across your content before they then start going live. The consistency checklist before you publish. Does this sound for like us or like anyone? Are we together? Does it match our personality traits? Does it use our vocabulary? Would this pass the do's and don'ts? Are we together? So very important. Now, these are the things that Brainiac also looks at naturally for you. Are we together? That way you're using the AI to do your consistency check. Common voice drift patterns, for example, formality creep, going stiff and corporate under deadline pressure, trend chasing, right? There's a way you can adopt a viral content and not sound off brand. Are we together? You can properly adopt a viral content and not sound off brand. And it's important that you're able to do that. Platform dilution. Are we together? Platform dilution. When you are when you are adopting across multiple channels, right? When you are adopting your content across multiple channels and you are forgetting that each channel, right, has specific purposes. Are we together? Multiple writer blog. When each writer has their own personal style and is not, is not following your brand brain. It's not following your brand voice. I said brand brain. It's not following your brand voice. Are we together? Then training others. So the best way to keep it alive is to train others. Right? When you're onboarding a new writer, hand them the documents first. Let them have 3 existing posts. Let them, rewrite 3 existing posts first before you create new posts. Just to be sure that they get, the voice properly. They get what you sound like, what the brand sounds like. Are we together? Then do a self-audit. Do a self-audit. It's very important. Now, what to hold on to? Voice is constant. I want to show us a couple of things on the Brainiac platform where you can find this. Just doing a recap. Voice is constant. Tone adapts. That same personality, different context. I'm coming to the end of the class already, right? Voice is constant. Tone is adaptable. It's contextual. Write it down. Are we together? Or it does not scale. That means that whatever voice you cannot write down does not exist. You must be able to write it down. By writing down, I don't necessarily mean a pen and paper. What I mean is this. You can go to your Brainiac, for example, and export your brand brain as a document. Now, when you export your brand brain as a document, you might want to create another separate document for your brand voice. Or you can tell Brainiac to write you a brand voice document, as simple as that. You can tell Brainiac, based on what we have, concerning this brand now, write me a brand voice document, as simple as that. And then you want to save that. Are we together? The do's and don'ts, the do's and don'ts get used the most. Make them concrete and specific. Are we together? It should be something that is used by every single person that creates content for you until it becomes a part and parcel of them. Consistency is maintained. It's not set and forget. So that means that you must perform checks regularly. And the best way to perform something regularly, to do something regularly, is by creating a routine for it. Every Monday or every Friday or every Thursday, right? Before our content starts going live, we must perform a brand check before the content goes live. Because you could have even approved it, but you didn't know. It could have been approved, but you didn't know that there was a drift. You want to perform a check, an audit. Are we together? So that's what we're supposed to have our week 2 assignments. But I'm going to pen this assignment for now. I'll pen this assignment for now because many of us, only about 3 or 4 persons have submitted my assignment. How do we do a second assignment when we've not even done the first assignment? How do we do a second assignment when we've not done the first assignment? So let me take us to Brainiac so I can show us. Let me take us to Brainiac so I can show us where you can find some of these things. So if you come here to your brand bio, you're looking at, you're trying to save, we can use the word brand bio for brand voice instead. You'll see over here that you have the rules here. Rules. So notice that, right, we have visual style rules, we have copywriting rules. Sorry?
Were you trying to share the screen?
Oh, wow. Do you mean I've not been
Like,
sharing my screen all along?
no, because I see you're trying to show, you're saying you're showing us, but there's nothing.
You
No, I
have
think
not
even
been
when I was on the
sharing your
slide.
screen, sir. In fact,
Oh,
people like
wow.
me are
At
lost.
all.
I was wondering. I thought you were going to give us the document after. Not been
Yes, I
sharing your
will.
screen. Okay,
Yes,
sir.
Please,
I thought
next
it was
time.
my phone. I wanted to log in on the computer to see what is going on.
Oh, wow. Please, help me. Call my attention to things like
Thank
that. I
you,
didn't know.
sister, that comments.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I thought maybe he's not showing. It's intentional. But right now he just said that he was showing us, but I was not seeing anything.
I
But at
completely
first I thought
apologize.
it was intentional.
No,
Yeah.
it was not. Probably, that means it must have
Please,
disconnected
please
Hey,
forgive me. Please forgive me.
I'll give you the document, don't
Please
worry.
I
forgive
know
It's not
you
me.
are
going
Sorry.
sharing
anywhere.
your screen,
hello,
but I
sir.
didn't know that. I thought it was my phone or network from my hand. So I said, okay, let me use this system to log in. So now that this sister now spoke up now, she speak up now. I was like, so
It's fine. It's fine. I
funny.
apologize. The
It's okay.
documents will definitely be uploaded to
We
the
understand.
platform. So yeah.
We understand.
So I wanted to show you where you can find some of the things I spoke about, right? In your Brainiac platform. So I was saying you come under intelligence right here. You just come to your brand bio, right? Then you come to rules. You see here that we have the visual style rules, where you see here already bold, blah 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 blah, plain modern. So whenever Brainiac is generating any creative, any image for me, for example, right? Because like I said before, that we intentionally for now did not hire a graphic designer because we want to continue improving the creatives for Brainiac. In fact, let me see if I can show you the first set of creative that Brainiac did for us. And you see the improvements between then when we started and now. Uh, just a minute. Just a minute as while it loads. Okay, so yeah, here we are. So if you notice, these are the first set of creatives. These are the kind of creatives. This was when we just started. This was 9 weeks ago when we just built, when we just gave Brainiac the ability to generate graphics, right? These are the first set of creatives that Brainiac built. But as we improved it, notice that the creatives began to get better. Then once we created the rules, right? So it continued to get better, Here we noticed that, okay, it was drifting and giving us some yellow, but we still used it like that because I liked the design, right? But then we now tweaked it again to be able to obey the rules. That's the visual style rules. So yeah. So I think that is that. The only thing that is, that like I said, that we've not been able to perfect right now is Brainiac being able to attach the brand logo to the creative. It's still messing up the logo a little bit. So we are still working on that. That's why if you notice that, some of our creatives that don't have our logo there. So the visual style rules guide the AI to know exactly how your creatives should come out. Now, when it comes to content writing rules, like if you notice that here, I didn't give it so much rules. I didn't give it any rules at all here. Have it together. That's because we are still experimenting on a couple of things, right? But you can always add your own rules here, or you tell it to create rules for you for copywriting, rules that it would follow for copywriting. Now, if you have your own rules, you can just upload it, just give it to it and say, add these rules to the copywriting rules of my brand brain. If that's simple, then it will add it. So that means whenever it's writing caption or anything for you, it will follow those directions. Now, these are execution directives, right? These are execution directives that I've given to it. Now, it keeps storing them. If you come to the core over here, oh, so I'm not even on Brainiac. I'm on someone else's. Oh, this was someone's own. Okay, I'll still use it like that. I had to fix a bug on this page earlier today. So, okay. So if you notice the audience, not the. Can we still hear me? Can we still hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So when we have the tone and voice right here, where we have the tone and voice, notice we have professional, reassuring, authority-driven, direct and benefit-led, with emphasis on speed, security, confidentiality, reliability, like that. Have it together. Now, this might not be detailed enough for you. Then you want to tell it, okay, I don't like the way you've written the tone and voice, right? Separate them, right? Separate them and write it like this. Then it's going to rewrite it. Are we together? Then it's going to rewrite it. Are we together? So it's very important that you know where to find this. If you come to, okay, not the content pillars, not the market. Okay, yeah, under the brand kit, that's where you have the brand colors, right? The typography. Typography is simply the fonts. Now, notice you have the tone keywords right here. Bold, results-driven, professional. Now, these are keywords. Globally minded, direct, strategic, approachable. Now, notice forbidding styles, meaning it must never write like this. Generic, Western, blah, blah, blah. This, it must never write like this. Now, Brainiac, I'm sure that Brainiac was the one that generated this. Are we together? Not the user. So you want to check what Brainiac has generated. If it is okay for your, don't just as oh is fine. Go and check the forbidden styles. Are we together? That it has not generated a forbidden style that it should actually use. For example, if there's a particular style that like, whereas Brainiac has added that style because of its own understanding of your brand, it has added a style as a forbidden style. You will just realize that it keeps writing caption, but it is avoiding that particular format. Why? Because it's added under forbidden styles. Now, you can also, here we have style anchors. These are simply maybe creatives that you like. Okay, I like to always give me designs like this. So that's what this place is for. Do you understand? So yeah, I think that's it. So the rules, the copywriting rules, the visual style rules. Now, over the next few months, it's possible that this brand bio might even get bigger because there are a lot of things that make up a brand. So it's possible that some of these things might get bigger, right, as time goes on. So yeah, so that's where you can find it because whatever you have here is going to determine how Brainiac writes, how it generates content, right? How it designs creatives for you. Are we together? So you need to make sure that what is here is exactly what should be there. Hope you are together. Okay. So content I think I already addressed this. I won't be going to deep. If you notice here, we have custom writing rules, right? You wanted to follow some writing rules. It already has the writing style. It already has the content angles, but you want to give it some rules that, okay, these are the rules that I want you to follow. These are the rules that I want you to follow. Whenever you are writing for me, avoid this, avoid this, avoid this. Have it together. So it's very important that you are able to edit these aspects, right? And make sure that it aligns. If there's nothing to edit there, that's fine. Are we together? Notice that under the writing styles, we have put examples. For example, if it is writing story, if the writing style right now is set to auto by default. It's set to auto, meaning it will choose the writing style that best fits the content. But if you want it to write in a particular style consistently, meaning I want Brainiac to always use storytelling, always. Just come here, select storytelling, right? You can select more than one, by the way. Select storytelling and save. Do you understand my points? Just save it here. That's it. Are we together? So if you want it to, write in a particular way consistently, you can change that. You can change that. So that's about the brand voice. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Do we
Yes,
have any
sir.
questions?
I
Let
have
me
a
take
lot of
questions here.
questions. Yes, can you hear me,
Yes.
sir?
Okay, awesome. Yes, I can hear you, ma.
This is Kiki. Hello, sir.
You're welcome, ma. I can hear you, ma.
Okay, good evening, sir. Sir, I
Good
missed
evening,
Thursday
ma.
class. I presume that was the first class. I said I missed the Thursday class.
Okay, I'm with you, ma.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I
I
can
said
hear
I
you.
missed the Thursday class. I presume that was the first class.
Okay. No,
Okay, so
that was
yeah.
that was the fourth or fifth class, actually.
Wow, that's why I'm lost. I was wondering. I don't know how I managed to. I have not been seeing the notifications.
Oh,
Then,
okay.
okay, at this, that means I don't know what I'm doing. So I thought it
Oh,
was.
okay.
So the second thing, so I presume from your presentations, it's Brainac is an agentic AI. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. So because I was wondering, you kept saying Brainac would generate. So you
So
guys have
it's
your
an
agent.
agentic marketing AI.
Oh, that's fantastic, sir.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're here for. I'm finally getting. Sorry,
Okay,
my
so
work schedule.
yeah. So let me
Yes, sir.
mhm. Okay. So let me give you a little background, right? So Brainiac is an agentic marketing AI platform, right? Where you have 9 AI agents that run end-to-end marketing, right? From content production, to lead generation and all of that, right? Um, we believe that the future of marketing is agentic. That means that a lot of what requires large teams, agencies to do, right, within the next 2 to 5 years, right, you're going to be having more agents doing those things. So we created the social media and digital marketing course, right, to teach digital marketing, right, from the agentic approach. And
Okay.
we are still teaching social media management, but now we are teaching how to use AI platforms, especially Brainiac, because that's what we built, right? To execute those things. So take for example, normally someone would want to create a content. You go to ChatGPT or Claude and say, "Oh, give me this content, write this copy, blah blah blah." And sometimes they can give you something that is generic, off-brand, right? Sometimes out of context. But with the
Yeah,
solution we've
it's
built
true.
in Brainiac, right, it learns your brand. From whatever document, website, social media page you give to it, it learns your brand. And as it learns your brand, it's going to give you, we have 9 AI agents. We have an agent for writing, we have an agent for lead generation and campaign management, research, we have an agent for building marketing strategy, right? So there are 9 agents. There's a virtual assistant agent that works with you to remind you of stuff. There's a social manager agent as well that manages your social media, pages. So you connect your social media pages, and the social media agent is one managing it, posting content for you, doing analytics and stuff like that. Do you understand my point? So what
Yes,
we
sir.
are teaching is social media management, but now how to use AI to 10x your outputs from things that I would usually need. For example, I would need, say, a data analyst to help me interpret some analytics results, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
right now with Brainiac, I don't need a data analyst anymore. I can just tell Brainiac to examine my content from this past week, compare it with my competitors, and tell me what to improve. Because Brainiac is also watching my competitors as well. Do you understand my
Okay.
point? So we started the class about 3 weeks ago. All the materials are on the academy, on the Brainiac Academy. right? All the
Okay.
past videos, all the sessions have been
Okay.
recorded, the past videos, all the slides that we've been using, and we make all available after every class. So the Thursday class as well is going to be uploaded to the academy on Monday. Tonight's class also is going to be uploaded to the academy before Monday, and the link will be sent to the. So our primary method of communication is on the group. So we send updates. I can send a material, for example. Maybe I'm going through a material and I feel this will be beneficial. I am the founder of Brainiac, right? So
Okay.
and I feel this will be beneficial for my class, right? I can send the material. I can see a video maybe by Neil Patel or any other person I learned from when it comes to content and digital marketing, right? I can send such
Yes.
materials to the group. And I also give assignments. The last assignment I gave was for everyone to create a social media strategy and a content strategy because we learned that last week. We learned social media strategy and content strategy last week. So everybody is supposed to create a social media strategy and a content strategy for the brand they are managing. Because some of us here are social media managers, digital marketers, business owners. So if you're a social media manager, I expect that you create a content strategy and a marketing strategy for the brand you are managing. If you're a business owner or you're managing marketing for a particular business, it's the same expectation, right? And
Okay.
everyone here has a 2 month tester access to Brainiac where you don't have to pay. You're not paying any subscription. You are giving full access to the platform throughout the time of the course. So you're able to use the platform to the fullest. And it's more than the equivalent of paying for Claude and ChatGPT because Brainiac runs on an hybrid of both of them. They are latest models, right? It was on a hybrid on both of them, right? So I'm trying to, I hope I'm not giving you an information overload. I'm just summarizing the past 3 weeks and how far we've come. Hope that gives you better context.
Yes, sir. Absolutely fantastic, if you ask me. It was actually your assignment that I saw. I was scrolling through my phone and I was like, what's this academy? I haven't been in the class. The thing is I'm trying to find. I believe that natural, of course, if I go through, I saw it's a PPT. That's it's a PowerPoint presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
That's yesterday's class.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, so if I go through it, I'll be able to do that assignment because I didn't want to use my old experience. I'm somebody, I miss a lot of classes and
Mm-hmm.
it's beginning to affect me. Supposed to be better than what I am right now, but
I
I'm
understand.
always missing classes. In fact, I was on the road when you started. That's why I couldn't talk much. I just got in. So I really
I
want to do
understand.
this because I believe you know what you're doing. But I still don't know, am I supposed to ask directly? What is in it for you? What are we paying for? I haven't got to that part yet. I don't know if it's too early to be asking. I don't
Okay,
understand.
so
Right now, it's
yeah,
all about
it's
your
fine.
presentations and our
It's fine. Okay.
tasks. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, the value we expect from you is feedback because we're trying to improve our platform as well.
Okay.
Feedback.
Okay.
That's it, right? So the feedback that
Oh,
you're
sorry, sir.
getting
So
helps us to improve the
we
platform
have
because
access to the
we're currently,
platform. We have access to Brainiac
yes,
platform.
for the next
Mhm. I
yes,
think I have
once you
to
create your
look for the
account,
chart and
once you
start
create
from
your
the
account,
top. If I'm trying to get the
yes, I
chart.
think
Sorry.
mhm,
If
that
I
would
have
be
a
good.
feeling I don't
That
know
would
if
be
I
good.
joined from the top. I'm so lost. Okay, sir. Sorry for interrupting. You were saying something. You want your feedback.
That's fine. That's fine. I said the feedback we are getting is the value that we are getting from you because we're currently in our beta phase, right? Meaning we're in a phase whereby we need feedback from real users. We have done the building. Now we need to put it in the hand of the people that will use it and see if it is really valuable or we've just, wasted our time to build something. So that's where we are. So the feedback we are getting from every member of the class who is using Brainiac to manage, as we are teaching, you're using Brainiac to learn to manage your social media assets, create content, your digital marketing workflows and stuff like that, you're able to give us feedback. Like, okay, I tried doing this, I had this issue. I tried doing that, I had this issue. For example, some of those in the class gave us feedback that it would be good if they can export their content calendar from Brainiac and send to a client instead of having to write out the content calendar later. They can just export it from Brainiac into a PDF or a PowerPoint, and that's something we're working on. So that feedback is helping us to build what really matters instead of us, because we can have 1,001 features and we're just building and building, but what we are building, nobody needs it. You understand my point? So yeah. After 2 months, you can choose to pay for it, but I think that's where the money part will come in. But everybody has access to Brainiac. Every member of this course has access to Brainiac for 2 months.
Okay, sorry,
Let me
sir.
answer Christine.
Sorry, sir.
Go
I
on.
just saw I'm in a community. I'm not in a group. Is that normal? Is that okay?
Yes,
Maybe
it's a
that's
community.
why.
Yes, that's
Okay, it's just a
very normal.
community.
Yes,
It's not a
that's
group.
okay.
Okay, maybe that's why I was not opening the chat. I hardly
The
open.
community has several groups. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not
the
in any
community
group.
has several groups under it.
I'm not in any group.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
in
So
the community. Yes.
you need to join the cohort 1 group. Yeah, join the cohort
Sorry,
1
sir.
group.
Cohort 1. I
So
think
you
I
can
saw
get,
something like that.
I
Okay,
said, join the cohort 1 group. You know what?
no problem, sir. I
Let
just
me
want to
have, so
do
I can
your.
answer other people in the class. Let me have the
Yes, sir.
community manager reach out to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You can type just message I'm Kiki Victoria on the group. Then the community manager would reach out to you, and we can have a catch up. So we can just give you a catch up maybe tomorrow. The community manager can arrange that as well. If you need a catch up session, where we can walk you through a couple of things and see how we can help.
Yes, I definitely need a catch-up session, sir. I'm so lost. Thank you so
Okay.
much, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just drop on the community. I am Victoria. I'm Kiki Victoria. Then the community manager Sam would reach out to you now.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Christine, your hand has been raised. I'm so sorry. You can ask
Yes,
your question.
yes. Okay, yeah, I did the assignment, but I didn't. I submitted my assignment, but I wasn't in the Thursday class because it was communicated late. So I did my assignment. I didn't use Brainiac. Were we supposed to use Brainiac for the assignment? Or were we?
So it's not a compulsory requirement. Do you understand? But I feel it will be more detailed. It will be more detailed if you use Brainiac.
Okay.
Do you
So I was
understand?
not sure.
And yeah, so this is what you would do for me. Have you
Okay, I
created
also
the
want
assignment
to.
folder? Have you created the folder?
Yes, I did. I submitted my
Okay.
assignment,
So
but
in
I
your
didn't use
assignment folder,
Brainiac.
yeah. Okay. So redo it and save
Mm.
it. Redo it and save it in the folder
Yeah,
and
whatever.
put Brainiac in front of that one. So that
Okay,
way
I
I
would
can
like to.
differentiate between which one you did with Brainiac.
Mm.
Do you
I
understand?
would like to
I would
share
like
my
to look at two
screen
of
if
them,
you don't
if you
mind.
don't mind.
Okay. I was also requesting to share my screen
I would like
because
to.
I had some inquiries.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Let me just.
Please go ahead. You
Yeah.
can share your screen.
Okay. Thank you. So, are you seeing my screen?
Yes,
Can you
I
see my
can.
screen?
I can see your screen.
Yes. Here under intelligence, I don't
Yes,
see
I
the
can see your screen.
brain. Yeah, I don't see here the brain
Oh,
brand. Yeah, it's not there.
yeah,
And
the brand name
also,
or the brand bio. So
yeah,
you are on a
it's not there.
no. You are on a creator profile. The account here is for creators. Do you understand? Could you go
Yes.
to where you have your name down there? Where you have your name down
Okay.
there? Yeah. Click on it. So you see
Yeah, I
how many
clicked.
brands you have here.
These are
Can you see how many
these are
brands you have here?
companies.
So go
Yes.
to okay. So this particular profile you are on right now, which one is it? Scroll up. Scroll up.
It's mine. Okay, let me. It's
Scroll
on my
down.
personal
Scroll down.
account.
Exactly. Exactly. So when you have a creator profile, it does not use a brand bio. It uses a creator profile. It's different. You know that when you are managing, when you are managing a business social media, and when you are managing personal or individual brand, right? It's two different things. The approach is different. Do you understand?
Okay.
So you don't
Yes.
have brand bio for personal profile or creator profile. What you have,
Okay.
for the creator account, you know that Brainiac allows you to create two types of accounts. There is the brand account, that is for businesses, and there's the creator account, that is for individuals. Do you understand?
Yes.
Hope you understand.
Okay.
So when you are on
Yes,
the
I do.
creator account, what you have, when you're on the creator account, what you have is a creator profile, not a brand bio. So click on the creator profile, click on it.
Because I tried feeding it as much as possible. Like all this is filled. All this. Yeah.
If you notice
Like
this, can you notice that some of the things here are different from what you have in the brand bio?
okay.
For
I haven't
example,
yet
niche
worked
and
on
voice
any.
is for creators.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yeah. So there are two different, there are two different things.
Okay.
Hope you understand it. Yeah. So this is
Yes,
what you
I
need to
do.
do, right? This is what you need to do. Go through this, right? Go through this. And I see that this is not yet activated. So I think you should click on activate. This is not yet
Okay.
activated. Click on activate.
Yeah, this also
So
here.
go through
Okay.
this. Yes. Okay, now it's active. So go through this and go through the switch to one of the companies you're managing. Switch to one of the
Okay.
companies you're managing.
I haven't fed it with anything, but I can still open.
No, just switch. Yeah, switch. No, you can switch. Go to intelligence. Go to intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see that what you have here is brand bio. So when you are looking at, when you are in an account that belongs to a company, you have brand bio. But when you are in an account that belongs to a creator, like content creator or personal account, personal brand, what you have is a creator profile. They are two different things. Do you understand?
Yes.
Hope you
Okay,
understand.
I get it now.
Hope that's clear.
Yes, I do. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Why not complete the onboarding for all the companies? Try and complete the onboarding for all the companies you are managing.
Okay. I manage a lot of companies. I manage like 5, 6 companies. So yeah. So I'm going to try to work on like a few.
That's even better.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, if you need help,
I feel,
right? If you need help, speak to.
I
Yeah,
feel
if
like
you need help,
I feel like it takes a lot of time feeding it with all the information.
no, it doesn't. It does not.
Okay.
All you need to give it a website or a document. That's it. Website or a
Okay.
document it can read from. See, the way I usually do my onboarding, maybe I'll do a short video. All I give to Brainiac is I would either go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to summarize something for me from any of the brands I'm working on. Or I'll give it the website and the social media links.
So is this where you put it?
Have add website link.
Yes.
No, click on that. Click on it. Click add website link. Can you see that? So here's our website link. So just copy the website link and put it there.
Okay.
So Brainiac would go to the website and learn about that brand from the website.
Okay.
So it will use that information to build the brand brain. That's it. So all you need to do is to read what it has done.
Okay.
Hope you understand.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So it's the same thing for the other brands. All these options you have here. So it's either you are using a website link or the social media platforms, or you want to describe the brand, or you want to upload a document. You know that you can have maybe, for example, you can have maybe a document, a brief. For example, in the agency that some of the agencies that I work with, clients will send us briefs, like briefs. So what we would just do, what I would do, what I normally do, is to just take that brief and upload it to Brainiac. And Brainiac would learn about the brand by reading the brief. Do you understand? So I would then go ahead to look at all the information to make sure it's correct. That's it. So you can get this done in 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
Hope
I've
that's
now
clear.
got it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
this is what I'm going to do. Mr. Sam, the community manager, I will have him check in with you on Tuesday to make sure that you've been able to do this on Tuesday. So if you have any issue, talk to Sam. You can arrange a session, a private session where I can walk you through it and help you get that. Is that okay? Miss Christine, can you hear me? Is that okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome.
Mm,
Okay, awesome. All right.
thank you.
So do we have any other questions from today's class? I'm going to stop the recording now. Do we have questions